Blessings, everyone. Today I would like to offer the Energy and Spirit Oracle. It's been very, very beautiful. There's been a lot of quiet within. Spirit has been teaching me a lot of profound lessons on my personal journey the last few days. And one of the biggest lessons that I've been learning is that as we have expanded our consciousness, our awareness, and we're vibrating at the higher frequency, we stepped into our light and our love, that the things that we're healing within sometimes can manifest in the physical, present itself to us. So we see the correspondence, the correlation, how everything that's in the spirit world is represented in the physical realms. And so it's been extraordinary that I've had certain things physically manifest that I was learning and experiencing on a level of soul. And today I'm working with, they have me doing dragon energy, which is something that's kind of still new to me, but this is a gorgeous piece. I got this one from Sage of Stones, as always. It's huge. It's a big, beautiful dragon, but this is just, the energy in this is incredible. Spirit has been reminding me of the mystical warrior energy to step into that space and allow that energy to guide. And so that crystal, that dragon, has been just remarkable today. So first I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask that Spirit step forward to please help me bring a message for the highest good. Thank you. The first one is going to be the shuffle for Source. The second embodies Spirit. And the third embodies Soul. And they had me do the crystal aura chalice as well today. The God note to resonate that, just to embody that perfection that a lot of spiritual, pagan, whatever we'd like to name, I guess we have to categorize it in some way. We are in the physical. But the word God seems to be, it always sparks something that some people are very uncomfortable with, especially if they're Gnostic. And so they want us to be comfortable, whether it's Source, Spirit, God, Creator, Great Spirit. It's just an energetic imprint that we give a word. And so he asked me to resonate the note of this today with the chalice, to just remember to always start there, start at the source, and everything else will come through. And so it's an interesting energy today. Again, it still feels like that veil it's not there. It feels like there's so many frequencies that are resonating, and it's beautiful. It brings a profound peace. Okay. And so sometimes they just ask me to open it up. This one's pulling up. I will take this one. Family, expansion, legacy, family tree. And the first thing Spirit is saying is that to know that what we're doing right now, all of us that have stepped into the higher frequencies, and we're growing and we're learning and expanding and connecting, that we're healing all the karma. We know this. There's such a thing as family constellation therapy. And there's many beautiful practitioners that work with this. But on a natural flow of things, this is something across all of us that we're all sharing on this journey as we are expanding and we're stepping into our fullness in our soul story, that all of us are healing a karma, a family tree, that we are the seventh generation that's stepping up, teaching our young ones so they don't have to deal with all the karma. They can just explore and expand in their own story, and on a personal level, on their own soul story, they can heal and learn what they come to learn. That all of us, our generation and before, are being healed because we are the ones stepping up and healing the family tree. We're making the shift, and we're raising our young children as they are. The star seeds, the indigo children, the rainbow children, they're stepping in, they're already enlightened and aware. And we are also learning from them. So it's no longer base, Spirit is saying on, with age comes wisdom. Because we're recognizing that our children are thousands of eons of years old. That there's none of that anymore. We're listening to the younger generation, and we're recognizing that some of the old ways, tradition is beautiful, culture is beautiful, heritage is beautiful, but there's so much wrong mixed in with what's right. And we have to start to recognize that, and they're not standing for it. It doesn't make sense to them. They're stepping into this Mother Earth school in such an expanded state already that they won't tolerate any of the things that we've done in a negative way. They don't have the karma that we have for the generations, for the family tree. They're stepping in fresh, so they don't have to carry those burdens. So they're completely open, accepting, embracing all the things that our generation wants to tag as evil and demonic and give all these archetypes to that don't serve anymore. The next generation, they're not dealing with any of that. It's just their own soul contracts that they're working through. And so, Spirit is saying, leave the legacy. Leave the legacy. A lot of us now, as we're on this journey, we're starting to recognize, especially at my age group, I'm 50 years old, or 50 years young, however you want to say it. It's what's inside. I feel like that eternal child just always is coming out. But we're starting to wake up and wonder, what are we leaving for the next generation? Are we keeping our waters clean? Are we keeping our air clean? All this fracking that they're doing, what are we doing to the physical lands? Are we leaving debt? The illusions of debt. What are we leaving our children? Many generations before, and this is part of the healing that my generation has done with the karma, the family tree. There's been so much destruction. And there's no blaming. It's just they didn't understand, they didn't know. It's coming from a place of limited awareness. And since we are aware, the responsibility is with us, that it has to stop here, that it's up to us to make those changes. And when we're creating our legacy, we're also handing over a clean slate that's never, ever been done before on Mother Earth. Because we've worked with the violet flame, because we worked with the angels, because we worked with our guides and the ancestors. The ancestors are so strong. No matter what our culture is or what our belief system was, because they're so clear there. They've done the work there on the other side as well, and they realize that when they step forward to us in spirit, they're guiding us from a different space. They're telling all of us. I know so many loved ones have come through recently. I've spoke to many soul family here in the physical that said, wow, My dad, who never believed in any of this, came through in a reading and said, it does continue. And I see clearly, and let me guide you from a different space now. I was limited in my physical body, but I'm so expanded now, and I understand what needs healing, and they did the work in spirit. And so our ancestors that are guiding us and our loved ones, they're guiding us from a different space. They want us to understand that, yes, love our culture, love our heritage, but some of that is distorted. If it's not from a space of love, it doesn't matter what we've learned. It doesn't matter what our culture is, what our belief systems were. If it's not from love, it doesn't serve anymore. And it's okay, they're saying, to let go of these things. That it served its purpose. And we could celebrate our foods from our different nations, or use our ceremonies, our drum circles, our sacred prayers, whatever it is from our ancestors that have gotten many, many generations to this point, when it comes from a space of strength, of love. Continue. But we have to ask ourselves, do the racial tensions serve? No. The idea of one culture is more correct than the other. No. This weird gender dysmorphia that we have, that we're hating on people who disagree with their physical gender. Angels don't have a gender. We give them that. There's so much distortion in our world of people believing that they're correct. And so we're forcing these ideals on people. And we have to learn to step back and let people fall and make mistakes, because that's part of the journey here. If we don't make any mistakes, what was the point of being here? And so with all these things about gender and people who want to be known as male, female, or non-binary, or any of this, it's not up to us to decide that. We have to let that go and let that be on an individual soul journey. What they're exploring, we have no right to criticize. That's their journey. That's their purpose, is to come here and explore these things so that they may return in their fullness of spirit with an expanded awareness. We have no right to take that away from them. Just like that person who may be in a wheelchair is exploring something on a soul journey. Or maybe that person who's committed a crime. One of the hardest things for all of us to do here is not to judge and put our opinion into someone else's experience. When they say non-judgmental, that's across everything, everything. Yes, we have our values and our morals. But again, that's personal. I have experienced a life review, and I can assure you, if you're watching my channel and you're open to understanding a different perspective on this, I can assure you from my perspective that the only one, and I wasn't even judging myself in that way, I was understanding where I could have made different choices, but it was all in a space of love. And we will get there. Don't be hard on yourself if you're judging here. That's part of this. This is part of leaving the legacy, is that we say we've tried, at least to the best of our ability, to where we're at. Some of us are still limited in certain awarenesses, but that's why we're here. And so the expansion is just leaving this world with a little more light, a little more understanding, a little more joy. And it's so important. It's so important to step into our purpose and to love ourselves, because all the doubts and the negativity that we have on ourselves, it can reach others. If we're very down on ourselves, our physicalness, say a lot of people my age go through this midlife crisis where they are feeling old or they don't like their body the way it's looked. Yes, we can make all these changes. We can alter things. But as we stand in our self-consciousness, we're bringing that awareness to others. We're saying, gee, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the wrinkles in my eyes or my weight. Now we're talking to somebody and we're telling them that. I don't want to put pictures of myself on the internet because I don't like the way I look. We're inviting other people to look at themselves in the mirror then. Yes, most people will be comfortable with themselves and it won't trigger anything. But we have to consider what could be, by not loving ourselves and finding that self-worth and that confidence, what are we triggering in other people? If I'm self-conscious about the way my body is shaped, does that invite other people to be uncomfortable around me? Now they don't know if they should bring certain topics up because they're afraid that they're going to trigger us. It's gotten so convoluted here. We're so afraid of all these things. Something so simple as being secure in ourselves and doing that work. That's so, so important. We write that off all the time, but that's leaving a legacy. When we see ancient carvings of people dancing in their joy, or we see statues carved from Michelangelo of the grandeur and the beauty of humanity, it encourages us. That's a legacy left for us to look at these things and experience the energy in that. If the carvings in the cave are of people dancing and celebrating around a fire, it shows us a joy. They're leaving us a legacy of that. When we look at these beautiful statues that Michelangelo has created out of marble and we see this physique, it should not trigger something in us that makes us feel less confident. It should show us the beauty of the human body and what we're capable of. That's in all of us. And so what Spirit is saying is, let's leave that legacy to our children by improving ourselves, working on our self-worth, working on our confidence, healing the earth, and learning that what we've healed in our family generational karma doesn't serve this younger generation that's stepping in. The legacy we want to leave them, Spirit is saying, is to let them learn and grow in the way that they've come in for, and recognize that it is different than what we've come in as, that the energy has shifted. They're in a new timeline. They're in a higher frequency, and we have to honor that. And so they're pulling their energy back. I would like to say thank you for allowing me to share this beautiful message with you. I hope in some way it's inspired. And that if you do have young ones with you, allow them to teach us as well. They are very old souls. And they have come into the new earth, the age of Aquarius, whatever we'd like to give a name to this new frequency. And they're going to do things different. And we have to allow that. They don't need our karma anymore. It's time for the change. Much love.